That's the old one. This is one of these modern gates. Come on, make it. Oh yeah. I'm the guy people get annoyed at. Got a wee party of cows following me this morning. Morning, Holly. What a beast. Big breakdown. There's a drill working there. Coos are all doing well. Here comes one charging in. Anyway, so these cows and calves need injected again for pneumonia in about a week. Then the calves will get taken off, sent along the road to where they're going to be in for the winter. These cows will stay out here in the grass for a wee bit longer, and then they'll head back into the shed down there, the grain dryer shed, once it's all cleared and the pens are set up for them. We're back off to go disking. This video will probably have like 2 days in it, just because just sitting in tractor disking all day, not much to talk about, so it'll be fine for a catch-up day. Placing the points on these legs here. That's the old one. I've actually never changed the points on these discs before, so don't give me a quick tutorial. There's a wee tool here, and there's a groove up the top there. You kind of need 2 hands. Basically, you're getting that groove that sits in there, and then there's a pinhole in there, which is that. Push that down a bit, pushes the pin in, and then you just chap on here with a hammer, and it slides off. And then you chap the new one on. That's it, 5 new points. The old ones will go to the scrap metal heap. Add blue. Dunk's putting the subsoiler on over there. Kev's just about to fill up the hopper with seed. Noticing a huge difference with those legs changed, the points on the legs changed, because there's so much more resistance going through the ground. Kind of foot to the floor in B6 here, which yesterday I was just cruising, but it's kind of struggling today. Dunk just nipping in to pick up the GPS lines from this field. What the GPS is doing, basically you're taking an AB line, so you set a point A, so at the start of the field, and then you drive to the other end of the field and you set point B. And what it does is it draws a dead straight line from A to B, and then it offsets the line by whatever width your implement is. So like so this would be a 3 meter disc, so then it sets straight lines from the one you started at 3 meter intervals, and then you drive down the line and it follows the line. You get to the end, you turn around and you line up with another line, comes up on the screen, line up with another line roughly, and then you press go, and then the tractor then steers itself into where that line is and follows the line all the way to the end of the field. And now what Dunk is doing, basically, so he can have the GPS set up for when he comes in with the sprayer, he's taken the mark at the top, he's now just driving along the road and down back to the bottom of the field, and then he'll reverse back up the track and he'll take that as the B line, and that'll be put into his system, because the 2 systems of Kev's tractor and Dunk's tractor that have the GPS aren't linked together. You can't share any of the GPS setups you've got, so Dunk needs to take an AB line exactly where Kev has his as well. So that's him just reversing back up, lining himself up with the tram lines that I've marked. This airline hose where the seed comes down has come off, and because this spring came loose and must have popped off, so we're just trying to take, basically this piece is bent and it would normally hook over the top of that, so we're going to replace this little bit here. That's it, good to go now. The seed was still coming out, it just wasn't falling between the 2 discs that puts a groove in the ground just to the side of it, but fine. Just on the last width round this field, and the rain's just starting to come on there, you can see it on the windscreen. Don't know how heavy it's going to be, meant to be shifting just across the way to another field, so see what it comes to. hopefully not a lot. Rain's kind of passed over now. That field back there finished, so I'm just heading over to yard number 3. You can get over the wall from number 2 to a field that was oilseed rape, and it's going to be going into wheat, so I'll disc it. I'll get a bit of it done tonight, and then the rest of it should finish it tomorrow. Didn't realise all the gates up here were shut. There's one up there, one here, and one just over there. Come on, make it. Oh yeah! Gate number 3. And we've got this field to go. So there's wheat going in here. This was rape. This one, so I'll disc it again now, and then Kev's just over there finishing the oats, and then he'll need to go and get wheat seed. I've got no idea where the wheat seed is, whether it's at this yard here or that yard there. Didn't see it at that yard there, but it might be in the shed. Points are already disappearing. This is what it looked like this morning. Now they look like that. You can see the barley over there just coming through, peeking through now, the green tinge to it. Dad got a wee video this morning. That split between the barley that's through the ground on the left and the bit that's blank on the right, that's the difference between 12 hours of sowing. Also, you can see a field of rape, that green one, that really green one. That field specifically is too thick, far too thick. Basically volunteers from however long ago we had rape in it last have come through quite thick and heavy. There's a type of rape you can sow, like, I don't know what it's called, spray all rape or spray. Dad told me about it the other day, but it's gone out the other side. Which can solve that issue. Clear field, so varieties of rape that are resistant to a specific chemical, so you can spray and it kills all the other rape apart from the rape that you've sown, and it also kills some weeds. Issues with that, with the rape being too thick, is what will happen is it will all grow up the way and it won't spread out. It's quite a kind of crop that needs to spread out to grow and get a good yield from. And if it's not got the space to do that, it'll go straight up the way, and then when it does that, it gets too tall and falls over. To kind of combat that, you can mechanically try and disturb it, like go through it with the tines of the grubber, just only an inch in the ground. You could put in glyphosate or a really low pressure nozzle really close to the ground. That's really risky though. Glyphosate will kill the whole thing if you get it wrong. A bit of a drainage issue in this corner, so there's a trench been dug and drains been searched for. Not a Scooby if progress has been made on it, but there's some serious water down there when it's wet. Found out why those gates were shut, because there's cattle up there, so I'm about to go back over and hopefully they're not wandering through the gate. Thankfully no sign of them. There must be there's a gap behind that forest, that bit of wood, they'll be in back there, so I'm going to shut all the gates. I'm the guy people get annoyed at, leaving gates open behind them. Definitely cattle up here somewhere. I don't see them. Must be all the way along there. There's sheep on the grass. Cattle are somewhere in this kind of ridge line. It's like a fault line that runs, I don't know how far, but this section here is fenced off for cattle. Question of the day, what's your vested interest in these videos? Is it you like machinery? I know quite a lot of people like big machinery. I for one do as well. Interested in farming in general, used to be in the industry, want to get in the industry, whatever. Put it down below. This is one of these modern gates. You can roll it up again. Really secure. Is that you, Andrew? This is rape that went into disked barley stubble, and it's actually fine, it's not too thick. You can see the slugs have had a wee go of it, but it's got away just fine. The barley volunteers, they've all been sprayed off, so you can see they're starting to yellow, and most of them will die off. Just about finished, my taxi is waiting at the gate there for me. I'll just leave the tractor in the field, I'll be at it first thing in the morning again. You can't see me, but thanks for watching. Like and subscribe and try and answer today's question. Doug's not impressed by the taxi. Anyway, I'm going home, bedtime.